How do you do what so many others have failed to do and score a goal against Burnley?
At first we will do hopefully our basics right, play with our intensity, create a lot of chances. I think we the fourth or fifth best team in the offensive. I think we have some weapons. We are always dangerous in front, we can create something, but of course you need a perfect game away in Burnley to take something there.
What do you think makes them such a difficult opponent to break down?
They're doing well, how they're organized. I think they know what they have to do. It's not special, but what they are doing, it's really good. We're really well organized, good structure against the ball, high intensity, good recovery runs. They work as a unit, as a team. Hard to break, always pressure on the ball. A lot of good things so far. I think in the last 20 games, just 3 conceded goals showed a lot.
What have you been like the last few days when you lose a game like you did against Coventry? You've had 22 shots to 9, 55 touches in the box to Coventry's 20. You can basically run through the stats and you're well ahead in every category, but then you lose in the manner that you do right at the end. Is that one of the hardest feelings as a manager to handle a day like that?
Yeah, of course. It's not just for me as a manager, it's also for the team hard, because I think it was in 7 days 2 times that we got the conceded goal in the extra time. It's always hard to take, but we have to carry on. There's still 13 games to go. We cannot say no, it's hard. No, the next or the first 24 hours is always about analyzing and then look out, give the team the right message. After such a small setback, it's then not just about the tactical things, it's of course also for the mindset. It's then my job to lift them up again. And then it's a normal trainings week, and then focus to the next opponent, the next game, and this is tomorrow against a strong side.
How do you handle your goalkeeper when he's had a goal conceded like that? What is your approach to sort of dealing with a moment like that in a game?
At first I think it was by 1-1. James made a big save after a header. I'm not sure how many goalkeepers will save this ball. After the game nobody talked about this situation, everybody talked about just this mistake. This is football, and especially as a goalkeeper, if you make a mistake then it's very often it's a goal. If you lose a duel in the midfield or you make not the right decision in the final third, then nobody speak about this. For me it's about carry on. James is mentally very strong. He was a big part last season to achieve our goal, and this season he had some special moments, and I think there's no question mark. He's the number one, and I'm convinced that he make a good performance again. And it's normal. I had in the past when I worked in Leipzig 2 center backs. They were 18 and 17 years old in the quarterfinal from the European League, and now they play for Bayern Munich and by Liverpool, Konate and Upamecano, and also these guys make in some age some mistakes, but this is football. It's about improvement, development, and he will improve as well. We stick together as a group and we carry on.
Because, as you rightly say, he has made some incredible saves during the season. So do you find it a bit hard when some people off the back of that game at the weekend are saying, well, Pierce Charles should start instead, you should play the untested 19-year-old instead?
I think this is, it's not my discussion. I think the discussion you have nearly on every position. If this guy starts and this guy scored, then why we should not start like them? And if it's this. I look always to the whole picture. I see that we improved, that we develop as a group, and James is a big part, a key part this season. I think I can remember next situation against Stoke. There was a pen against us, he saved us. It could be that they make the 2-1 and then you can lose this game with 1 man less. so many key moments in the season. It's always about the whole picture, and I know he will learn from this, and what means learn, he will carry on, and he has the self-confidence, and this is important.
You are now the 4th longest serving manager in the Championship, Danny. What do you think that says about English football or football in general, given that you've only been here 16, 17 months?
Yeah, it shows a lot about the Championship. It shows on one side that how competitive this league is. The second part, and this is part of our business, you need results. Yeah. Sometimes you have good results, but then there are other situations around, and there is something wrong. But the most time it's about the result. It means if you're not performed, then you have not so much time as a manager. I'm not sure if it's always helpful to change the manager so quick, because if you start to implement a philosophy and you try to building up something, then it needs a little bit time. You see as well what it means to play in the Championship. You have top teams, they play for the promotion. You have a lot of teams, they play in the middle of the table, and every team try to come to the position 5th, 6th to come to the playoffs. Yeah, this is also true, and part of the story that you have 10, 12 teams, and every team thoughts are we should do it, and if we win this game and this game, we could be there and there. And you have teams, they are struggling and looking for a good performance to stay up. And yeah, I think we had also some parts of our journey when I was here, and this of course credit to the German. He always backed me in this situation. There was no doubt. He was convinced that I'm the right one. He was patient enough. I know this. I think last year, maybe after Huddersfield, you have maybe some clubs, they will do something again. Yeah, but we believe, we carry on, and I think this is also good, and yeah, I think that helps. And you see, I think now the result, that when you improve and make step by step, then you can develop something.
Does it make the job harder though? Because if you, not just you specifically, any manager needs to be constantly conscious of got to win the next game, got to win the next game. Does that draw your attention away from the bigger picture? Because that's important as well, isn't it? Building something.
Yeah, you can be sure every manager wants to win the next game and again and again. And I think for managers it's always hard to get a defeat. I think there's also a big difference between how you play. Yeah, we played well against Coventry, and you can still lose such a game. Or you have performances that are not goes in the right direction, then maybe it's another topic. But yeah, for my journey, I must say I learned in the last 16 months a lot about me, about my team, how I manage situation where it's difficult. I think this is for me a key part, that I stick to my principles, but it means not that I have just one view. I think if I see something and I have to adjust things, then I will do this. Yeah, if it's the shape, or is it maybe some parts of the game, this is always what I have to do. I have to be, and I'm convinced as a modern manager, you have to be flexible. Of course, you need your principles, where you can lead your group, how you want to play, but it could be injury, it could be a story in a game. You have to adjust something, and yeah, I think this is the biggest challenge as a manager. Yeah, believe what you are doing, but still open for things if you have to change.
I know you've spoken in the past about the long hours that come with the job. Do you ever get a day off? And is there any way of being a football manager these days and having time to do anything else, or is it just an all-consuming, every day, every hour, dedicated to the task of managing a football team?
You try to have or give your mindset as well a rest. After a win, it's sometimes easier, but when you win on Wednesday and you know on Saturday's the next game, then you have no chance for rest and you have to carry on. If you have a long week and you took points, then it's easier. Yeah, I try this, but of course you are still thinking. You look games, you look other teams, and then sometimes you get idea, and then you look again some clips back, and then you prepare the next thing. This is always about thinking. After the season, you have a little bit off in the first 2 weeks, but then it starts again. You prepare the preseason. You have to prepare maybe some signed players, the transfer market. You look a little bit back what was good, what you have to adjust, what you have to change in the preseason. It's football. Football is a little bit 24 hours, 7 days. We like this, but this is then also maybe part of the story when you think as a manager you need a little bit longer time when you are not have a job. Sometimes you make the decision, and this is I feel this of course when I'm far away from my family since now 16, after the season 18 months. Then of course you have to think also on this part, because the hamster wheel going faster and faster, and sometimes you have to step back and you have to say, okay, now you need this time for yourself.
Even though tomorrow's game is away from Hillsborough, I wanted to ask you about this. Can anything be done to salvage the pitch at Hillsborough? And even though you've played well against Coventry, you've played well in previous games as well on that pitch, is it causing you a problem? Yeah,
I think nobody knows the answer now, because you never know what it means. You played the same game on a better pitch, I think, against Coventry, and this is a big credit to my team, how we played under these conditions. I think that was outstanding. You have maybe a lot of teams, they go then just for long balls, second balls, but we try to play football, we play fast, we find the spaces nearly without technical mistakes. It was good to see. I think when we look back, who was it? Was it Luton? I think the Luton game, we created a lot of chances, but in this game we felt some moments we missed because we need 2 touches, 3 touches to control the ball, but against Coventry was good. Tomorrow we have a better pitch, but there's no guarantee that we have a better result. But we will try and we will go ahead.
Any injury news, Danny? Anything to report ahead of this game?
I think Dish, yes, of course, we know this. Dom is back on the grass with the team, first week now, looks good. But of course, some days to go. Akin doing more and more. A little bit sad about Musa at the moment, going not forward like we want to have. Again, a small setback, and Barry looks so far so good. No reaction this week. One question mark, we have an illness player, but I will not speak about who is it. But let's see tomorrow.
Final question, just the standard sort of check-in on this. Are you looking at any potential free agent signings at the minute? Is there anything out there that sort of you think, we could get them in, maybe to have a look?
Not at the minute. I think now with the movement from Domme, that he's back in the team training, hopefully Akin latest international break would be nice. I think we have a good group together. We have still in the training at the moment 23 players plus the goalkeepers, a big group. We challenge each other. Both teams could be in the starter. This is also when I compare this to the last season, that showed how we improved. I think that at the moment is there no more interest. Of course, behind the recruitment is looking, but if you're honest, I think you're still just now 3 weeks, then the final list is done, and then the season is not over, but it's very close. And if you bring then a free agent, then it took too long time to carry on.
Thanks for your time, Danny.
Thank you.
Tomorrow.
See you, Rob. Bye bye.
Danny, good afternoon. How are you doing?
Hey, Alex. I'm good. You?
Yeah, not too bad. Scoring against the top teams is something that Wednesday have struggled to do. Can we foresee a change of approach, perhaps, or is it just a case of doing it better?
Yeah, of course. This is if you score against these teams as well often, then maybe we are in another position. Yeah, I think it is part of the story. When you saw, I watched the game on Monday, Leeds Sunderland. This is high quality. This is good intensity. But I saw a team in Leeds from our side. We were competitive as well. You see, it's not easy to score. Leeds needs 2 set pieces to score. Yeah. We scored against West Brom away. I think we score more goals. Yeah, it's not that we are not scoring. I think it's the other area at the moment to have more clean sheets, and I think this is always what we have to improve. I saw yesterday at Datas we are the second best team to score in the second half as well, and the most goals after subs. I think this is all positive, but of course, to reduce our conceded goals, work hard. We worked again hard this week. Sometimes I think even the first goal against Coventry, we can do it better on the right areas. We have to make pressure on the ball, but the ball goes on this position, and the header was such a perfect. I think sometimes it's then also the momentum a little bit, but we have to work that we get this momentum with clean sheets back. Swansea, QPR are good steps forwards, and this is what we want to try tomorrow as well. But of course we have our direction how we want to play football, and we will not. We prepare something, but let's see.
Okay, good stuff. The concessions late on. I mean, the goal at Swansea obviously was correctly disallowed. I don't know how much you read into that or not. But how much has that been a discussion? Is that a concern for you, or is it just sort of the way that things happen?
Yeah, I agree at first when you look and think, the time. Maybe the Bristol goal in the minute 86. I can take the set piece goal in West Brom. It's not a team tactical thing where you think, now we are sleeping or we have not much power enough. That was then one moment by a set piece, but we have this problem sometimes also at the beginning of the game. And against Coventry, I think you will agree that's not a goal where you think, there was something wrong in the extra time where we can really do something. We spoke after the West Brom how we managed after the equalizer. This is what I take, because in this time we make wrong decisions. Instead of we keep the ball in right areas and bring the time down. What we tried against Swansea, what was much better. That was then game management. This is what I take. But all in all, I think at the minute maybe could be 50-50. We scored against Derby late, we scored against Coventry late, we scored against West Brom late. We have also these moments where we carry on. You saw it again on Monday, I think, or even on Tuesday, Munich against Celtic. It's football, both sides try, and if you need the goal, one side push more. It's part of the game.
Do you have any banter with Barry and Stuart about that Bayern win in the end? Because Celtic were good, weren't they?
Yeah, of course, it was a good game. They did 17 minutes really well, and then with the injury from Kuhn, they missed a little bit the weapon in front, and then Munich was stronger and stronger, and then you felt there's something in the air.
You've mentioned a few times about
the desire to get the other side of the international break in touch, you know, and to sort of double down and go for it after that. Clearly, the next few fixtures are difficult ones. How many points would you say is in touch, and what would represent success? Give me a ballpark figure, if not an exact one.
I think you can give you the own answer. After the national break, we have 8 games to go. It means 24 points you can get. If you really want to do something special and achieve something special, then maybe the season you need 70 points. Yeah, if you take this, reduce this 24 points minus the 70 points, then but then you have to win 8 games in a row. But it makes no sense. We have to focus to the next game. We know then all the 5 games now are difficult, not just the next 2. I think to play in Plymouth and in Norwich, not easy. And then of course we know what happens then. I think this game is special. This is a little bit out of the league. This is really something special. We will try to get as much points as we can until the national break, and even if it's not best, I'm still convinced with the 8 games to go we can do something, and I think we should be not scared, and as I said this, even you dropped some positions, there comes a moment where you can turn it again, and for me it's about performances. I want to see a good performance tomorrow, brave, good organized, good pressing moments, great chances, play our intensity, and then we will see what we get again.
On Musa then, what is the issue that he's carrying, and that would be the second small setback that he's had? What detail can you give us on where he's at?
At first it looks good, then he trained on Sunday, and then was again a small reaction. Now he got 2 injections. I hope he needs this week, next week, and then before Plymouth he is back. Sometimes, at first it starts in this part of the body, and then you make maybe some different movements, then it goes in the other part of the body. This is sometimes a little bit a shame, but he's positive, and I think he will be available at the end of the season for us for maybe the last 10 games, 8 games, 9 games. We work on it. He's still positive, and it's harder, of course, to have him in the squad. I spoke with him and I watched the last days. My kids put YouTube in, and then they watched back. Was the game last season, West Brom at home, the win 3-0, and a lot of good moments there from him, and he will come back, of course.
That one was one of the best performances I've seen, I think, from the Wednesday play. Ibi Sissoko is, in another world, he's come on, he's played 15 minutes and he's got 2 penalties. Is he in any position to start a game, or certainly feature more than the bit parts he's had?
Closer and closer. I'm at the moment really happy with his step-ups, game understanding, football intelligence, how he press, how intensity he had. Well done, you're really good to see this. Sometimes with the wingers in the offensive, it needs a little bit more time to adapt, but he is really sharp. I like this. 1-against-1 moments, of course, there. I think now it's the balance with the games, what we need, how we start the game. But of course, I see him that he comes closer and closer. If it's now against Burnley, let's see. But to have him, especially now when Musa is not available, is really fantastic.
And what about Olaf? He was obviously quite involved. Picked up the injury. And not so much anymore. What's the crack with him?
I think at the moment we have in these positions a lot of players. the one fight is to come in the squad. It's not easy at the moment, even you train well. And the second is to be a starter. I think the players feel it at the moment. It's a tough race. Every trainings minute you have to perform in every trainings minute. If you don't perform, then it's much harder. He's open-minded. He's hardworking. He try and believe. But he has to a little bit, and he needs a little bit patience now, and has to wait for maybe one moment with an injury or something like this. But at the moment, I can nearly triple up some positions in front, and of course, this is not easy. You see, we have more injuries at the moment on one position. On the other positions, nearly everybody is available. Sometimes it's not the best time for some players to get minutes, but we carry on. We help him. We try that he's always on a limit, that he can, or he's ready to play. This is important, and I see this during the week. And if the moment comes, then he will be ready.
Yeah, good stuff. On Akin and Don, I'll ask about Don as well. Don coming back, that's ahead of schedule, is it, or is that sort of a question of how he's got on, or is it also a bit of a reflection on the situation at the back?
No, we are on the schedule. The only thing is, we said we have to give him 1-2 more weeks because it's a second injury in a short term. Normally with this injury you can carry on earlier, but we said it was a decision from our side together that we said, okay, we give him a little bit more time. And the good thing is now he trained this week. Everything now it's about especially next week then again when we train on a bigger pitch, that he comes in the acceleration and the longer sprints. But it's good to see him. That gives us for the short term until the national break hopefully then one more option. And Akin, he has a review from the doctor, and Akin we have still to wait until 16 weeks, and after that then he is allowed and can go to the team training.
So would that be, is he still on course for international break, that sort of time?
Maybe 10 days before the national break, something like this, then he can start to train with the team. But this is the best case. You never know how's the reaction then after the first training session with the team. But it goes in the right direction. Yeah,
good stuff. On Bailey, he undertook a lot of his rehab at Middlewood Road, and we gather he's sort of headed back. What's the situation with him for the rest of the season? What would you like to see him achieve, and how closely will you be watching? Because I know you said you want to sort of get him back involved next season.
Yeah, he was here. I spoke with him. I think General Neil is my assistant coach who took the lone player. Yesterday he spoke with Sean. We are still in contact. He is always looking the games and the clips back, give them feedback. This is fantastic. I think this is very helpful. And for Bailey, I think the most important key was that he played game time on a good level. He scored. And now it's about find the rhythm back, make a good end of the season. And then in the summer we will sit together and we make the next decision together. What is the right step? Then it's the preseason. I think this is always a good opportunity to bring this player back. I think some really exciting players we have in the summer. When you count a little bit the young boys, I think there are it's Gab, it's Sean, Bailey, Charlie. I think there's a good group. They make a huge step forward, and I think this is good to see for the summer.
You mentioned him there, so I'll ask, how's Sean getting on when you're monitoring him?
I think it's not at the moment and the relegation fight, it's not the easy one, but it's an experience for him from the football side, but also from the personality. I think the first loan in a senior team is also something special. You learned a lot. They changed the manager. Yeah, new experience again. What happens around the playing style change a little bit. They need results. I think all good experience, and he will learn from this. And I think football is a lot about experience. If it's a player or a coach, you can learn from every situation.
Good stuff. And finally from me, you mentioned before about plans, when you start making plans for pre-season and stuff, is that already underway?
Yeah, you can smile. Yesterday I sit together and I look to the hotels, to the pre-season camps. I look to the schedule. Yeah, of course. Normal things what you have to do in February to prepare the next pre-season. I think for me, I learned a lot during the season. What and which things we did well in the pre-season, which things maybe I have to a little bit more focus on especially in the pre-season. Good experience, and from this experience I take my notes, and I can do hopefully the next step in the pre-season. Yeah, of course.
Where are we going then? Are we back to Germany or somewhere sunnier?
No, I think Austria, Germany is two good places to be. I must say I like to have the 2 pre-season camps. It was good. Good facilities. You come out, you break a little bit. You have not this long one. I think our friendly games were helpful. Could be a little bit the same direction. Strong opponents, maybe at the beginning a little bit lower league, but yeah, I think from the setup was well. Now it's about have again good facilities, and then of course some topics I will take with me, but this is not now the topic. It's then after the season, and you never know what happens this season.
Yeah, good stuff. Danny, thanks for your time. I know I've
Thank
gone
you,
a bit there, so
Alex.
I'll
See you. Bye bye.
Afternoon, Danny.
Hi, Stewie.
Just to clarify a bit, when you said to Rob, you said the way Burnley defended is not special. Do you mean that it's not highly technical? It's more well organised. Is that?
They're doing really well. It's not that they. What I mean with special is not that they change every week the shape or they do something different. This don't get me wrong. What they do is outstanding. Otherwise, you cannot have so many clean sheets as a group. I like the intensity, how they recover. Even you break the first pressing line, they recover quick. They know what they have to do on the pitch. It's a good group. Good pressure on the ball. How they defend as a group is good to see, because they do the basics right, what you need, and this is and they play with nearly without mistakes, and this is also a part.
So are they a good example to you and to other teams of what is possible for any group of players if you get the basics and the organisation right?
Yeah, of course. I think from the defense side, of course, it's when you conceded so less goals and you have still pressure on the ball. It's a role model. It's also decision making from players. It's about how you react after you're overplayed. It's all the small things they're doing right. And I think it's the best defense of the league.
Yeah, because sometimes you might watch, Manchester City at their best and think, well, it's impossible to recreate that because the technical skill of a De Bruyne is so good. But is there a lot that your team can learn from a team like Burnley?
Yeah, I think in our good games, I take, for example, Norwich at home or QPR away. We were well organized, we were compact, we were nasty, we make the right decisions. We hit the man mark and we have pressure on the ball. I think all the things what we always want to do, even when we conceded goals. and I think I said this one day to my assistant coaches, if we play at the moment without set pieces, I think our data will be not so bad as well. I think this is what it is. We have some areas where we have to step up, where we have to improve. And this is also what I'm take now the players in a position where they have to take responsibility as well. Sometimes we have the situation we have overload around the ball, but nobody takes really this responsibility and I make the duel. Everybody is a little bit hoping that the other guy make this, and these are the parts what we have to improve. And we work on this. It's clear what we want to do. I think last year we struggled to scoring. This year we scored a lot. But of course, key point is stay in the game. When you have such a good data in the second half, then it's very helpful when you have still a 0-0, because then the chance is high that you can take points, and of course this is what we have to do.
And Rafa Benitez always likes to compare football teams to a short blanket. You can cover your head but you expose your toes, or the other way around. How difficult is it at the moment for you to improve the team defensively without losing those attacking qualities that you talk about?
Of course, it's an interesting question. This is always what you ask, because you see, especially against Coventry, what you can do when you play forward, how dangerous you are. But I think in the past I try always to find the balance in the group with some positions. To be a little bit more on the defense, a little bit more defense mindset. But let's see tomorrow how we go in this game. It doesn't matter who tomorrow. We have to be ready, we have to be clinical, and we have to make our best game against the ball.
And when you're watching football, like the Bayern Celtic game on Tuesday, for example, who are the teams and the coaches that you can learn? You feel like you're learning most from watching those teams?
It's a difficult one to answer, because for me it's always interesting to see the different match plans on the pitch. What is the solutions for this team? I mean, this team do this, what this team try to do now. If there is different solutions, or always the same. I think since Hansi's by Barcelona, I looked a lot of Spanish football as well to have their overview. Of course, Premier League, you look a lot of games. Bundesliga, you look a lot of games. Championship, you look a lot of games. I think a lot of interesting games. But for me, sometimes just part of the game to see. And it's good when you have a little bit idea what normally the team's doing, and then you say, okay, it's interesting now how the manager find the solution against them. And
Do you ever just watch a game for what it is, or do you always find yourself analysing, I wonder why he's done this or pressed like that or whatever?
I must say I'm always thinking like a coach. I can not very often I can watch football without the context. I always look what they are doing on the pitch. And sometimes even if I see one situation, then I take the situation the next week or the next day to my organizer and save this clip, because it could be interesting and helpful for one day in the future.
Excellent. Thanks very much.
Thank you. See you soon, guys. Bye bye.